Today, I'm going to teach you the 5 steps that my client did in her 30s that helped her lose her stubborn belly fat heading into menopause. She's tried it all and nothing ever worked until we implemented these strategies. And I'm sure at least one of these will surprise you. Heading into her late 30s, she had struggled with everything. She was a petite, smaller girl, hanging onto stubborn belly fat that she couldn't shake, no matter how many group classes she did. If she cut carbs, whatever diet she tried, none of it seemed to stick. So when she started work with me, we took a step back, looked at her life in the big picture, and started working on these strategies. Worked on rewiring her brain when it came to meal timing and eating the right way. Too many women are scared and assume that as soon as you start to meal prep, that you lose all control and you have to stick to this rigid lifestyle of living out of Tupperware boxes. But in reality, what it gives you is more control and freedom. You finally have the control to know what you're eating, when you're eating it, feeding the right things for your body, and knowing that the food you prepare will get you to your goals. Doing that alone helped her lose the first 5 to 10 pounds without having to do anything else. This worked on so many levels because she was someone who was working in a service job, stressed out, trying to date and balance her life. It was a struggle. She was always overwhelmed. So when she took the day once a week to plan and prep her food, she saved herself a headache. She didn't have to worry about what's for dinner today, what am I going to eat for lunch. She knew that at this time she had this meal that she enjoyed and she would eat it. It wasn't about calorie tracking. It wasn't about restriction. It was about gaining freedom. Freeing up headspace, allowing you to focus on your job or other activities that matter to her was such a lifesaver. Understanding your total daily energy expenditure. I know that calories seem scary and overwhelming, and that was a big part of her, especially she grew up with this anti-dieting culture. The big focus was never about calories. It was never about calorie tracking or restricting yourself to a certain amount a day. It was about structure and routine. We did take time to go through the calorie calculator, which I will link underneath this video. You can take a free quiz and it will give you a rough estimate of your total daily calories that you need to get to your goal. Once we understood that number, she could then build her life around it. She tracked it once, understood the food quantities she needed to hit the number, and she never tracked her calories again. She stuck to the plan, not the way she felt. Your environment plays a bigger role in your nutrition and eating habits in order to lose weight than you ever realize. In the book Atomic Habits, James Clear talks about engineering your environment and creating habits. I am a big advocate of that as well. You have to create resistance between you and the cookie jar. If the cookie jar is at arm's length, you will always grab a cookie without realizing it's there. You will subconsciously have the cookie and not even realize you're hungry or stressed out or you didn't actually need that food, but it's your brain chasing dopamine. If we create resistance by having the cookie jar on a shelf, you having to get a chair, you have created an extra step or resistance, which makes you getting the cookie jar, which stops you in your tracks. So you have to think, do I really want the cookie? Or am I grabbing it because my body is craving something else? Rest, slowing down, water, or maybe just some fresh air. If you struggle with the cookie jar and you're always reaching, licking the spoon, having seconds, try and engineer your environment in your household so those things are never around you. If you have kids and they like snacks, put those snacks away in a different pantry. If you're someone who's grabbing leftovers on the go, try and not have them. Try to remove them, share them with your partner, or just make a little bit less food. Those small changes add up in creating a better, healthier lifestyle who wants to lose belly fat and keep it off, especially heading into your 40s and 50s. Which leads me on to my next point, emotional eating. It's very similar to the cookie jar in the sense that when you are stressed, your brain will always chase dopamine. A lot of the time, the people I've worked with for years have not realized until they started to make a conscious effort that they are emotional eaters. We eat when we're sad, we eat when we're happy, we eat to cope. Once we understood the triggers that led to that, we started to work at removing and reducing the emotional eating. We did this by increasing resistance between you and the cookie jar and creating routine and structure, which is the first point I talked about. So you eat foods at the same time, at the same meals. You make foods that you enjoy. If you like a sweet breakfast, you make a sweet breakfast. If you like a savory breakfast, you make a savory breakfast and you eat it regularly, same time, same day routine. More of us could do with more routine in our lives to create less noise and less distraction. We'd get far better results and have more energy to do other things in our lives. Probably the most important part of all of this to help you lose your belly fat, especially heading into your menopause, struggling with the last couple kilos, is sleep. There is so much science and data to show that not enough sleep and recovery makes fat loss up to 50% harder. Your hormones responsible for hunger, appetite, and cravings all increase when you sleep less. That means you are more prone to snacking, forgetting that you ate, and your brain chasing dopamine, especially when you're stressed. So you can see how there's a link between all 5 points. So you have to improve the quality of your sleep. That is getting to bed earlier, getting up in time, and keeping the same routine. My clients, the ones that lose their belly fat and keep it off, are the ones that understand these 5 principles, create a lifestyle around them. They don't restrict them. They don't live in a box or a prison. They live in a free, controlled environment that is benefiting from these 5 principles. Have a meal structure, understand your total daily energy expenditure, engineer your environment to suit your nutrition and eating habits, control your emotional eating, and improve your sleep quality. Do these 5 things, and I guarantee you, your journey to lose your belly fat, to get leaner, to get stronger will be much, much easier. If you want more help, like my clients did, and get similar results, I'll leave the link in the description. You can book a call with me or fill out the application on my website, and I will get in touch with you. We can talk about finding a way and a solution to help you get on your journey. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video.